Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something called risk aversion, something that has infected and inflicted and permeated our society as a whole, and especially all you young guys out there just seem to be so unbelievably risk averse to a point where it's just massively becoming a detriment to your life. It's becoming a major issue. And I want to talk about how if you learn to take the appropriate risks, you learn to up your fear tolerance, your risk tolerance, these effects can begin to compound in your life, producing confidence that allows you to tackle anything, and it gives you a mentality that you can handle anything, that you can take anything on, and you can achieve what you want to achieve. Now, for a lot of people, and including myself for a long time, for some reason, society has slowly molded us into these very benign, almost feminine creatures where we don't want to take risks. We don't want to in any way endanger our current status in society, our job, wherever we're at. And we just want to keep the course, keep myself safe, keep myself, just kind of where I'm at. And as long as I do that and I follow the right rules and I tick the right boxes, I will be okay and I'll eventually achieve my goals. And while some people choose this existence, you'll find that as a young man in this world, lacking the ability to take any sort of risk or initiative or go off the beaten path in any sort of way, or try your hand at anything dangerous, is going to be a major detriment. It's going to be a major thing that's going to hold you back in your life whether it comes to your circumstances, your job, what you're trying to achieve in this world. And the inability to do that, the inability to take any risks at all, or conquer things in any sort of way, is going to badly and negatively affect your confidence. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. For many years, I had slowly developed the disease of risk aversion, I would say. And it starts slowly. It starts slowly with some things where you don't want to do it, you feel uncomfortable about it, and you feel afraid about doing it, and so you avoid it. And it could be a small little thing, but this effect begins to negatively compound in your life. You go, you know what? I don't want to do this thing. It kind of was a little risky. I don't have to do it because of X circumstances I had, so I'm just going to avoid it. And then that mentality affects you the next time you come to a decision point where it's something a little more risky. You go, you know what? I'm not going to do that either. I don't have to. Then pretty soon it's like more and more, you become more committed to this risk averse attitude. And then pretty soon, very small things that actually have very little risk at all become big, massive problems. They become big, massive, risky things that you don't know if you can take on at all. And what this does is slowly shatters your confidence in yourself, because what you're saying is, I'm scared of this thing and I am not competent enough to overcome it. I don't have enough faith in myself of making the right decisions through this thing, or doing the right amount of prep, or doing the right amount of study to overcome it, or practicing and honing my skills, because I'm too scared of this. And so without you knowing, you're slowly shattering your confidence to a point where you can't do anything. You can't do anything outside your comfort zone. And guess what? You can't grow as an individual if you don't do things outside your comfort zone. If you just stay in your comfort zone the whole time and just continue to do what you always do, you can't grow as a person. If your routine is go to school, work, whatever, and do the same things, talk to the same people, eat the same foods, take the same route there to school and back, and then you come home and you watch the same things and play the same video games. Maybe if you do workout, you do the same workout routines, and on it goes, repeat. There was never a challenge in there. There was never a challenge in your life. Yes, you grinded through some stuff. Maybe you've got some work projects that you have to do, but for the most part, there was no challenges in there. There was no growth in there. There was nothing, that improved you as an individual. Now take this circumstance here. Let's say you're going to school or work, and instead you go out on a limb to try and do different things at your work task. Maybe at school you talk to completely different people than you usually do. Maybe you talk to some of the girls there instead, or you approach some of the people you wouldn't normally approach. Talk to them about topics that you wouldn't normally talk to them about. Instead of going home and playing video games, you go out somewhere and you just talk to random people, or you try to do a new skill. You go for a hike, you go for a walk. You go to different stores to try and learn a new hobby. All this may seem fearful to you. You're like, well, why do I need to do any of this? Because that's how you're going to start initiating the growth as an individual, as a human being. I understand when it comes to some things in this society in the West, such as, cold approaching, talking to women. There's a fear around that. And some of it is actually true. I'm not going to deny that. But you're not going to grow as a person unless you at least try and make an effort to improve in these things and improve in these regards. I always tell people when it comes to like talking or approaching women in public or things like that, people want to jump from 0 to 100. They want to go from I don't talk to anybody anywhere I go in public to I want to like cold approach women and get their numbers. I mean, that's just insane, right? You're not going to be able to make that leap. What you want to do is set up a gradual path to undo this thinking surrounding, your risk aversion, your fear aversion. And so the first thing you could do is, instead of going up and talking to the girl you're most attractive to, what you could do is talk to the old guy at the gym or something. Let's say you go to a gym after work every day or something like that. And it's a little too much of a leap for you to talk to the attractive girl doing the, glute ham raises over there in the corner. Talk to the 80-year-old dude who's just chilling out, moving his 5-pound dumbbells. Just make a comment to him. Start real easy. Start off with the same gender as you. Then maybe start talking to some of the younger guys. Become friends with some of the younger guys. Build your confidence up. Talking to the old ladies at the gym. That's actually a great way to build confidence in your social interactions. Before you reach the final boss of talking to the attractive girl at the gym, slowly build and hone your skills. Develop some confidence in this area before you start to do that. This can be done with anything. For example, I was developing a lot of fear anxiety around going to my trip to Colombia. I don't really think that the risks were all that high, but there were risks there. There's a lot of people talking about how dangerous it was going to be. And I was starting to revert back to some of my more risk aversive behaviors and attitudes that I was working so hard to unravel over this last year. But even when I had those feelings, I pushed through it. And now that I've done the trip and I've come back and nothing happened to me, I'm fine. And it was great. I had an amazing time. The amount of confidence I carry myself with is just astronomically more than before I left. Not to mention the absolute blow to my ego and self-image if I decided not to go. How could I even face myself at that point if I decided I was too scared to just get on a plane trip and visit some tourist locations in a different country? It would absolutely nuked my confidence in myself. But because I've done that, and since I've come back, I'm just way more confident with people. I'm like, you know what? I did something that I perceived to be very scary, that I perceived to be potentially life-threatening, and it wasn't that scary at all. Going up and talking to people or, filming myself on camera or doing some of these other things, that's nothing compared to what I have just done, right? And so when you take some of these more bigger risks or you do things that you have some fear over, when it comes to now smaller things and downstream of that, it's just so much easier for you to do those things. You're like, I already did this super hard thing. Doing this thing is not that scary. It's fine. I know I'll be fine in the end. And it develops, you help develop this attitude where you feel like, you know what, whatever happens, I'll be fine. I'm going to live to see tomorrow. So it doesn't matter if it's embarrassing socially. It doesn't matter if I fail, if I fall flat on my face, I'll be fine in the end. And as long as you develop that attitude with things and you pick your risks smartly, like you think about calculated risks, calculated ways to overcome your fears. Don't be stupid. Don't do things that are just clearly dangerous that you don't need to do. But in things you want in life, identify the steps towards that, but don't let fear keep you back. Don't let fear hold you back. Find a way to challenge it and accomplish it and overtake that fear in a way that makes sense. And so my tip to you guys, or my call to action for you guys is find the things that you want in life, but what are the barriers, the fear barriers that are in between the things that you want, whether it's money, a relationship, starting a YouTube channel, talking in front of cameras, talking to people in general, whatever that happens to be. What are the fear roadblocks that you know are there that are keeping you from doing those things? Break those down, develop the small steps to overcoming those fears, starting slowly, and develop a roadmap and be consistent about overcoming those fears and challenges and building your self-confidence and image. So let me know in a comment down below, what are you trying to overcome in your personal life that you're fearful of, you have a risk aversion towards, and you know you need to change? Let me know in a comment down below, and we'll start a discussion about how maybe we can collectively start to overcome our fears and risk aversion. If you would like to contact me, you can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions about my Colombia trip or anything else that I talk about on the channel. I would happily converse with you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.